Namaskar. This small video I have named as Chief Minister vis-a-vis Chief Executive Officers of corporates. Before I dwell upon the details of the subject, I want to mention about one thing which keeps bugging me. This VIP culture, which we have in some places I have seen. I don't want to say that it is our country or their country and all that, but I have seen this VIP culture existing in many places. You know, when you go to a theatre hall, you will find that first 2 rows are booked VIPs. There's a board. You can't go and sit there. And who are these VIPs? The politicians, or the people who hold the bureaucratic power and so on. As if they are important persons, not only important, but very important persons. And what about us? We are neither very important persons, nor we are important persons. We are just persons. We are required to only be used for giving votes to manufacture these VIPs. Okay, this VIP culture is something which I hate. The VIP comes and the whole road stops and all that. There can be ways and means out. There are people who are going to the hospital with ambulances or things like that. It can be very dangerous. It can be very, very, very negative effect on this. They block the road and do all kinds of things. Somehow, with due respect to I'm not suggesting that all are like that. There are some who are excellent, but it has to be a larger number of people who don't want to follow this so-called VIP culture and give equal respect to all the citizens. And these so-called intelligentsia, which is thought to be considered to be the people who should be present in situations where a lot of praises will be made and you are the best in the state or best in the city and all that. Normally, the people who are invited are not from the culture of, not from the faculties of, from the corporates, not from the corporates. And also I have not seen big professors or engineers or scientists being treated as intelligentsia by the people in power. Anyway, definitely we need political will for this. If there's a lack of political will, this cannot happen. I am nobody to say. I'm too small a fry to talk about it. Or if somebody wants to do it, if some bureaucrat wants to do it, there should not be a political interference, not to allow him to do it. This is something is very prevalent in some places. I'm not suggesting that it is there everywhere, but in some places it is there, and in some places it's growing in number. It should be actually reducing in numbers. Sometimes I wonder, suppose chief ministers could act like the CEOs, okay, chief executive officers of the company. What are they? What are these chief executive officers? Mind you, I have not said managing directors. I have said CEOs. Means he who is heading the business unit, maybe a strategic business unit, maybe a unit as such, total company, and there will be a board to which the CEOs will report to, and there may be a managing director in between. He may not be involved in the day-to-day affairs of the company. He'll oversee the activities, and then there will be board. Board will give the general guidelines for running the company. They'll decide about the top line and the bottom line, the strategies, and so on and so forth, and give the mission to the CEOs, to the MDs, give the direction how you should go and review on a regular basis. That's the board. So the CEOs are reporting to the board. In our kind of a federal structure, the chief ministers have autonomous powers on certain things on which nobody can touch them, not even the central government. I'm not also suggesting that the central government should be empowered to interfere into the state matters. First, they have to themselves qualify. The quality of the lack of corruption, the quality of management has to improve all the way everywhere. So it is all interlinked. So the CEOs are reporting to the board. There is a central working capital finance, and that is giving you fund, and it will be treated as a shadow banker. That means if you take some money from working capital finance department, you have to consider giving interest to them, which will be, let's say, 18% interest in case of bank or whatever it is, with some handling charges. It could be more than 20% interest. That means you have to generate more profit in order to service this shadow banker, which is actually the central working capital finance. What are they doing there? They are sitting there and managing the company funds. If there are excess company funds lying in the drawer of the chief accounts officer, then his job is gone. He is not supposed to do that. Any excess fund, he must use it for certain purposes like commercial bonds and other things and make profit for the company. Okay, so this is the job of central working capital finance. Now, whenever I am saying these things, you imagine the chief ministers. Long-term, short-term strategic planning. No 5-year term, mind you. Bad results, and you'll be shown the door. You get sacked. Maybe in 1 year, a little bit bad results, you may not be sacked really, but subsequently, there is a good possibility that you will be thrown out. It will be merciless. The board will be merciless in throwing you out. In ordinary, the employees may get a chance or two, maybe one, maybe taught, maybe trained. But in case of CEOs and MD, you may not get a chance if you do a blunder. Same should be applicable to the chief ministers. I feel they should act as the CEOs. They should take care of the stakeholders' interests like the CEOs do. They should take care of the top line and the bottom line like the CEOs do for the company. They should do for their state. Shareholders meet. Something like shareholders meet should also be there in case of the ministers. Not with the council of ministers, because they are also people who are voted to power, not necessarily because of their credibility, because of their education, because of their knowledge and having performed something earlier, they've proven something for themselves. No. And above all, there could be external audit. The external audit means even if you have internal audit, they are likely to be influenced by the power to be in the company. Similarly, in the case of the chief ministers, there should be external audit kind of thing. It did not be named the same, it could be some other name. And they should be auditing what your internal audit and other people are doing. And then they will punch holes in your arguments, in your accounts, and they will demand explanations from you. That means you are not above board. If you are not performing well, the board will be holding you responsible. If the board is the central government, so be it, but the central government should also have vigilance. And there should be certain power existing with the council, which will be consisting of the various state heads or other people who will be in a position to, not politically. What I'm all trying to suggest is that it should not be decided politically. It should be decided administratively as managers, as executives, like in the corporates we do. If we don't perform well, we fail, we are thrown out. If we perform well, the company grows. Similarly, if the chief ministers also have these kinds of departments and just think themselves as CEOs and nothing more than that, they are just one of the employees and they are reporting to the board who are representing the shareholders. That means the public at large. So the chief ministers are reporting to the public. Just by saying in mouth that yes, I am for you, because of you I am here, and then the people have no means to reach to the chief minister. It's physically not possible also to reach. They have to reach through certain mechanism, some bureaucracy and all that, and there we get stuck. So something, I don't know, I'm not trying to find a solution or giving an exact structure in this particular video, but I'm only trying to suggest that certain good things from the perspective of CEO should be picked up, and the chief minister should should work with that in mind and implement them so that there is some kind of an auditing of what the CM is doing by the people who are the shareholders, who are the stakeholders. Thank you.